Tanare. Yung wanga na dyan ko, nada bagaro ngada. Ordet panyambali ngada. Ina wanga panchi na kurang. Tugul pa, yulu, ngada lucujo wada. Ini mah ngada. Kiraya you gonna. I just come this morning here now. I want to go back to the IBM meeting in Karratha Saturday last week. So what I want to say that I wanted to say at that meeting, I run out of time. So before I start, I want to acknowledge the Mullingar who gave us our Dugulbar, our law, our Yulu, our land, and we Marba belong to Inawanga Banjima, nearby IBM. And just take it on from that meeting, I want to say the prize that I give is to the Mullingar. For he moved people to pray. Prayers from all walks of life, all over the world, for us and justice. And it came a little bit through Mabo. And then he moved people in our community, especially in Headland. People like old Charlie, Honey Ellen, their families. So I want to give the prizes to the Mullingar first, to those prayers from all the saints from all over the world for justice, for us. And those that he called and moved even though they didn't know it, because the prayers from our old people moved them. And they moved. And through their moving and understanding our law, our Dugulbar, Charlie Smith, I give you a prize because you came to the elders. And in the first instance, you used Yangalina, Juju, Horace Parker. And through him and the family there, Gomla was created. And the anti-deal was done. In 1996, 97. And then 2000, you knew what was going on because you was CEO then in Guma. So you came to Waka and saw Dad and Marnie, Abhijis, all the old people here in Waka. So 2000 we did a land trip, and we ended up after this trip with a judge, and the judge was named Doug. I can't think of his surname, but the native title liaison person we had from the tribunal was Diane Cartridge. Things happened on that trip. But we ended up then in Roban. And in Roban was where you ended up representing IBN. I was there for Inawanga, spelled with the I, INNAWONGA. I ended up vice chair on that. Then through the process in 2001, I witnessed Dad sign an agreement, the IBN agreement with BHP at Midnight Springs. I witnessed him. All the old people got him to sign for a reason. They knew he was the mother. 2001, they passed it on to me as well. So I want to give a prize to Dad and all the old people, all my Marley, my Abijis, all the elders that supported, well, we supported you in the IBN agreement. That was 2001 at Midnight Springs. So they're the people I want to acknowledge. And I want to acknowledge the Mulling by himself, because he made it happen. Now we're in a time where things are changing. Because all in the beginning we did things, we made decisions through our cultural governance, our deliberate way, the elders. Now it's gone in a different way. I can't remember what year, but it was the year that we bought the GMY into the fold. There was a question you asked, Uncle Charlie, you asked the directors what we were set up for. And I know what we were set up for from my eyes. Through my eyes. It was because people had left us in Gumala. Two families, the MRB family and the GMY family. They went up and set up their own. And as we worked through this IBN, I started to see, along with my old people, that this IBN could handle all our people's trust. Inawanga, Banji Maguruma, Yabali, Yalawanga. For what we did with the IBN trust. We made our people on the board controlling factor, not like the Gumla Agreement. And we set up different groups, 3 groups, Inawanga, Banjima and Guruma, through the old people's eyes and mind, through shareholders in this one. And those shares were going to Anglalek for the Banjima. Inawanga was dead. And the Nyebani was Angliani Guji. These were meant to be the shareholders. But the corporations take that one share. And there was a lot of, I won't go into the time there, but at that time, and you stated at the meeting, Charlie, it was 0.8% free on board. Well, when we brought the GMY on board, family, that agreement then changed and became 0.5. My Nyari showed me, I always told him, my Nyari and Brendan Rankin, the independent director, I always told him it was 0.8. He said no. Then he showed me my father's signature and myself, and I said, okay, I remember now. It took me a while to remember. But it's 0.5. 0.5% free on board. So this is truth. And again, we go to a meeting with our groups. And I'd set this meeting up and I was taking over Dad's spot as the IBN director. But people on the IBN board, our people, threw at me related party benefits because of Dad. I went through this related party benefits already in Inawanga when my family went against me there for whatever reasons. And I challenged it. I was laid off work because of this. And I challenged it. I said, no, it can't be right. And I went to Oric and I was back working in the corporation. Because Brandon, my son, was not on the board anymore. So we as a board of Minadu or Minadong, should it be Minadong? Aboriginal Corporation, I'll change that name to Minadong. Through the process. Anyway, again we have a meeting, and because we have got a little family and lies are being told from the floor that it was illegal what we as a board did, but the board was, what we did on the board at Minadu in Perth was legal. We had a quorum. Anyway, the Sunday weekend, we have Minnesota AGM. And because of lies and from the floor, from the IBN chair, who wasn't, seemed to manipulate the meeting to what he wanted. And then two people that are both now IBN directors put me out in the cold in the Innawanga Aboriginal Corporation, PBC, from the Heritage Board and Heritage Surveyors. So I haven't worked since December last year. I have no income because of what these people are doing and manipulating things to get their way. I want to say I get my country from my Māori. Our Dugulba, our law, that's the way it is. You get your country from your Māori. That's why I'm Innawanga. And because of my old people and what they saw coming, I have the Innawanga, Banjima and Guruma chieftainship. Ngada Māda ngada, Pagari ngada Wanga na Nyingo. Ngada Warimpa Māda ngada Wanga na Nyingo. I'm the chief of our Warimpa law, our Dugulba law, and the lands and peoples of the Innawanga, Banjima and Guruma. That was passed down to me properly, traditionally, and nobody can take that away from me. And I stand now as the mother, Innawanga, Banjima, Guruma. Dugulba, law, Yulu, land, Marlborough, the people. And I thank the Mangimba, and I stand for him and truth, righteousness, and I'm after justice. Because the mining company are ripping us off. And that's why they influence the people to kick me out of these positions because of AMOD, Agreement Modernisation. When I was sitting on the board and going through the AMOD, I was telling them about respect, recognition, control, and world's best practice, the heads of agreement we had with Rio. And my father and I started the CNC through WIMAC. And we got a person over that stated that Kieran O'Farkley, his name, and Marshall Langdon we had at this meeting in Dampier. And Kieran O'Farkley had just finished studying the Canadian Indians, and he said 10%. They got and guaranteed seats in Parliament. And guess what? That heads of agreement we had with Rio, respect, recognition, control, world's best practice. And it should be 10% or better. And we're far from that. at 0.5. That's why I wouldn't sign the agreements. And I'm out in the cold. Thank you for listening. This is truth telling. I was there from the beginning, and I'm still here now, and I will challenge Rio, BHP, the government, and my people. The people that sit on the IBN board now for Inawanga, they are fraud. They're not Inawanga. The old people always said it. All glory to the Nanga. Catch you all.